If you heard the words outreach marketing and you immediately thought, what a waste of time, my flyers are just going to end up in the trash, let me tell you something. I couldn't agree with you more. There are many ways that people do outreach marketing that their efforts end up in the trash. But you guys know that I have your back, and I don't want that to be the case. So I want to talk to you about a proven method that I've used over many, many years. Now, it's something I want to share with you guys. You may not have been around Sprout long enough to know, but years ago, I sent out a survey to our clients and I said, if there was a dream service that we could offer, what would it be? To an overwhelming degree, people asked for us to actually go do the outreach for them. And so the Sprout Street team was born. We would do a 2-day blitz of a neighborhood, and it didn't matter where. We just charged for travel and for us to go boots on the ground. Now, this is a service that was extremely popular because it produced results and it was a pain point. People just don't have a ton of time to leave their community to prepare an outreach blitz, and not everybody's comfortable walking into businesses. So we really excelled at this and we did it for years. In fact, COVID is when we stopped, we paused it, and we just decided because we're a much smaller team now that we didn't have the resources to continue. We might bring it back, who knows? The reason I tell you this is because we have done it, and I personally have done it many, many times. So I did it when I was a manager, and then I did it for Sprout, and it produced results. So for the people that say, oh, it doesn't work, it does work. One time we had a senior community that was really struggling, and we did a 2-day blitz. Within the next 90 days, they received 45 leases that were somehow directed to that outreach blitz. Now, those results are not typical, but what they tell me is that it is effective if it's done right. And so many times we would walk into businesses and we would either uncover a cross promotion opportunity, or we would literally hear somebody say, my son is looking for an apartment. We're going to go next week or this weekend. And I didn't even know that that community was there. So it was just a great way to build awareness and to do it in a very systemized way. So today, as part of your Spark membership, and for those of you loyal to the Multifamily Mix podcast, I'm sharing our secrets on how to do an outreach marketing blitz that gets results. For those of you that are inside the Spark membership, you can download your marketing blitz checklist. It's a detailed step-by-step. This is what I would do if I was planning it. You also get an outreach marketing flyer that you can customize in a free Canva account. Now that flyer can be used to put this blitz into place. So the very first thing, and I see sometimes people go wrong, but you're not going to go wrong in this, is defining the goal. What is the goal of this blitz? And to me, I've seen it either generate new leases or drive maybe open house attendance. This works really well if you want to have scheduled tours or you're doing a big event like an open house and you're trying to get people from the neighborhood to show up. If you're trying to reposition a reputation, so maybe you're a new management company that's just taken over and you're trying to set a new tone, introduce yourself as the face of the community. This can be a great way to do it. Maybe you're announcing again that new management or ownership, or maybe some upgrades that you've done to the community. I think that's a great one as well. Or you're just trying to boost social media following. Or maybe you see that you have a lot of upcoming vacancies and your goal is really to drive awareness to those specific ones. So get really clear on the goal and then set the date. And I want you to think about when it's realistic, because leaving to go outreach marketing means that you still need to be staffed at your community, or you're able to shut the office for a few hours, which obviously we don't want to do, right? So whether you need to get reinforcements from sister communities or have somebody cover, or you need to get extra help, extra, boots on the ground, that's going to be super important. Now, I would say choose this date by avoiding maybe a Monday or a Friday. Fridays can be okay. Some businesses are closed on Fridays. I've also found that a lot of businesses close early. Mondays, people are usually crazy. I know I hate it when people came into my office, so we try to show the same respect. And then again, like I said, choose a day where you're fully staffed. Now, the second one is to get really clear on preparing your marketing materials and goodies. So you want, whether it's an invitation to an open house or a flyer that's clearly advertising whatever incentive that you have, and then any QR codes if you're trying to direct them to a landing page or an RSVP page. You want to take extra things like brochures. What I always found is I would take our flyers in a good stack to go in, but I'd always have brochures in case there was somebody with a little extra interest. And I'd say, oh my gosh, since you were thinking about coming out to tour, let me give you a little extra information and leave you my personal business card. Here's how you can get a hold of me. And then again, those sales sheets work great if you're wanting to actually promote pricing or a special that you have for a limited time. I will say, Outreach works best when you have goodies in hand because when you walk in the door and you're trying to give somebody something, immediately you're viewed as a solicitor, as a salesperson, and people start to kind of glaze over, like, what do you want? But when you walk in with a little package of goodies, and again, I think individually packaged things or things that are sealed off work really well. This can really work to your benefit. And think about timing. So if you're going in the morning, some good breakfast goodies sound good. And then if you're going in the afternoon, I love the like 1 to 3 where there's usually kind of an energy slump. So it's really great to come in and be the person that's bearing goodies. So things like snack packs, I think popcorn, candy, granola bars, coffee gift cards, or even the instant coffee packs. Also, branded promotional items like if you have pens or little tote bags or keychains or sticky notes, things that are going to stay, you can put together small goodie bags. Now, in the past, let me give you some ideas of what we've done. For big companies that we're wanting to get our foot in the door, like an HR company, and maybe I have only like 4 or 5 of those, I've actually gone to a local bakery and had them do cookies in the shape of feet, like little heels or little, business shoes. And I would have the little tagline that says, "We'd love to get our foot in the door." And it was just, I'd open it up and it looked really fun. Another one would be those big cookie sheets, and I would have them make it look like a clock with one slice taken out. Side note, I would eat that one slice. And it would say, "We'd like a piece of your time." And so that was for people that I was like trying to get appointments with, like maybe an HR department to build a long-standing relationship. For everybody else, and I was on a budget, I would do little cellophane bags, or I would do little bags with the handles that you get at any store, dollar store, Amazon, anything like that. And I would stuff them with just a few little treats. I would also do things like little donuts or little cookies. Walmart had these great cookies for under $3 a box. They looked really nice and our labels fit perfectly. So I'm really giving you our insider secrets because that's exactly what we would do. Walmart box, cover it with our label, and then our flyers as we walked in the door. Then you want to organize everything, right? So get that stuff done and laid out and everything put together. Maybe you have your team when there's a little break here and there. It's like, "Okay, let's put 5 goodie bags together today. By the end of the week, we have 25, and then we'll do it next week and we'll put out, 25 to 30 goodie bags." Then you want to plan and execute. So you want to schedule and assign team members. Is it one person going out? Are you going out every single day for maybe 5 businesses? Are you doing one big blitz? Then you want to identify the businesses you want to visit, set visit goals like how many businesses, what type of businesses. Are we just going for mom and pop? Are we going for the bigger, HR departments, doctor's office, government services? That's completely up to you. And just know that some of those are going to take longer. So, have we had success getting into hospitals? We have. You have to park. You usually have to pay for parking. You're going to go in. Sometimes you're a little sneaky and you leave something in the waiting room. Sometimes you go up to the nurse's desk and you ask if you can leave something for the break room. Those places are just going to take longer, but they might be a bigger bang for your buck. Same thing for schools. And then you want to prepare your messaging. So, what are you saying when you walk in the door? I'll tell you what I love to say. I say, "Hi, I'm Barbara. I'm the property manager from Sprout Apartments. I don't know if you've seen it. We're right here on Argo Avenue. And I just wanted to come in to bring you guys some goodies and introduce myself." And right away, I show the goodies. Or sometimes I'll just say, "Hey, I'm Barbara. I'm one of your neighbor businesses and I brought some goodies today." And after they start talking, I explain what I am. And I'm saying, "I know you guys are busy. You weren't expecting us, but here's what I wanted to tell you. We're doing this great promo, or we're having this open house and we want our neighbors, or we have, several 3 bedrooms that are not typically available. And I wanted you guys to be the first to know because we're literally 3 minutes away from our door to yours, which is amazing." So you have to know your neighborhood. You have to kind of be ready to adapt. Because for teachers, I might say something different and say, "Hey, we're actually right outside your school district." And I know if I was a teacher, I wouldn't want to be lounging at the pool, with my own students, but you want to still live close enough to school. So we're just about, 5 minutes outside of your district, but we have a great blah, 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 right? So again, know who you're speaking to. If it is a business, that I think to myself, "Hey, I'm Barbara, and I know a lot of our residents love to eat here. And, I just wanted to introduce myself. I think there's an opportunity for cross promotion. We might be able to do something cool at our community, give away some of your coupons. Maybe you could put some of our marketing flyers in your to-go orders. And I just wanted to see if there's a way that we could support each other. We know business is tough, and I'm looking to help you. And I know that you can probably add value to me since our residents already love it here." Again, we're connecting. A little trick that I'll like to tell you is just remember your power. If you have a community and you have 300 units, That represents 300 families that have buying power. What a tremendous amount of buying power at restaurants, at an insurance office, at schools. Like they represent a lot. And so don't come in being like sheepish, like, oh, can I leave flyers? No, no, no. I manage this community. We have X number of, units, and we represent a huge buying power in the community. And I'd love to figure out how we can help each other and work together and get you in front of our residents and vice versa. See, now there's something there. Prepare messaging, get your team super, super comfy, especially if they've never been outreach marketing. Please don't send a new leasing agent out without walking in with them first and letting them see how it's done for at least a few stops. Get them comfortable. Review how to handle objections. If somebody's like, oh, we don't want solicitors. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to, I just wanted to introduce myself. Would you still like me to leave the goodies? Or if somebody says, yeah, we'd love to do this, what's the next steps? And then once you're ready and you confirm everything is ready, now the day of the Blitz, you're going to dress professionally or dress the part. So if you're inviting them to a cool resident event and you have a fun summer theme, I might come in a luau shirt with like the lays around my, shirt and say it's always a party at da da da, or summer. It's like we've got some sizzling summer specials. I might make sure that I fit the part. But if not, I might wear my community, uniform with my name badge, or just something that's really bright, something that's fun, something that's going to help. Remember, you are part of the marketing as well. So never forget that piece. Make sure that you're logging key details after each visit. A Google spreadsheet's a great way to say the business, who you talked to, what you left, and if there's an opportunity for cross promotion or if there was interest found. If you can get an email, even better to build your email follow-up list. This is going to be gold. Now we follow up for maximum impact. So organize your tracking, a spreadsheet, like I said, log your visits, your takeaways, and then easy note taking. Try to do notes pretty soon in the moment. Put a note on the back of the business card or on your spreadsheet, even print it out and then transfer it because you will forget. Then you want to debrief with your team. What happened? How did it work? What were you like? Were you met with any objections that you didn't feel prepared for? What great conversations did you have? Did you hear a common theme? Like, for example, did people say, I didn't even know there was an apartment community there? That might be a note for curb appeal and signage, right? Or did you hear about like, oh yeah, somebody told me about that, but I heard it has a really bad reputation. Okay, that might be something else we have to work on. So debrief as a team. And then what was fun about it? What could we do better next time? That way you can adjust those future outreach plans based on feedback. And then track the leads and measure success. Something I didn't mention early on is if you're doing a specific promotion, like a special, or you're wanting to get so many Instagram followers, or you're doing like an invite to an open house or an event, track that with like a code. So invite them to either call a specific number, go to a specific landing page, or even just easy, give them a specific like code that when they mention that code, they get a something special. If you use maybe a very specific QR code or phone number for tracking purposes, this allows you to track the leads beyond just 30 to 60 days. You kind of see the life cycle of like, how did that effort work? Okay, guys, I have so many more things that I can share about outreach marketing, but to keep this episode at a decent hour, I want to focus on the marketing flyer that you guys get with your Spark membership. Sprout members, you have access to literally hundreds of flyers that you can customize. So this one specifically, any of these photos, once you're in Canva, you can upload your own photos or change lifestyle pictures. Let's say your brand color is like green and beige. You can just change that to your brand color in there. You can even change the tagline if you want to put a special, or if you want to very specifically say teachers, 3% discount, medical. The more specific you get for your outreach, the better that it's going to work. And then you can update your amenities. What I love about this is it can double as a sales sheet that you just keep on hand when you need it. So I know some of you are photocopying those old floor plans, and this is a way to have something a little bit more modern that you can print as needed, and they print beautifully. This is the kind of training that happens inside of the Spark membership every single month. I know that budgets are tight and corporate often cuts, and it's on the on-site teams, the property managers, to make things happen. That's why we created the Spark membership at such an affordable rate. I wanted to take the power out of corporate's hands, and if you needed a resource, it's something that you can afford for the same price as a latte. And that's super important to me because at the end of the day, I am for the property managers, for the on-site teams. That's where my heart is. And I'd love to see you and continue to coach you on the inside at sparkwithsprout.com. All right, guys, that's a wrap on today's multifamily mix. Keep shaking things up at your community, your career, and most importantly, your life. Until we mix and mingle again, see you next week, friend.